another episode of A Man Overcoming Shit. It's me, back again. As you can see, I'm solo this time. Just me, the way nature intended. I just, for a moment, I just want to talk about how I don't really feel like I've been overcoming shit. I feel like I've been falling victim to some of the same bullshit that like I've generally always fallen victim to, you know what I'm saying? Not even I'm saying victim, just whatever. But just the same things that come about seem to be the things that trip me up. I'm not sure if this like some sort of karmic purpose or something like that, like some sort of weird universal pattern that I'm supposed to break in this lifetime. However, I am failing miserably at it. Just learning that people aren't really who they say they are to you and for you. Learning that people, I don't know, like they really only looking out for themselves, and like that's cool. Like I get that, you know what I'm saying? Self-preservation is of the utmost importance. So, I completely understand that. But when you look at when you doing that shit in such a way to where it like hurts other people, that's kind of something to be considerate of. I don't know, man, like I just haven't been doing the best. And I find that like really like I really enjoy doing the podcast. It's kind of sort of like a way for me to like hold myself accountable for like, what I'm saying, my thoughts and my actions lining up. So it's real therapeutic in a way for me to get in front of the microphone and to just kind of like let out my thoughts and feelings and just kind of hold myself accountable, or try to, which, like I said, I've been failing miserably at. Just the way that I deal with people, the connections that I create or make people feel like is being created. Like I give the impression that these connections are being created. And I know that's, not the best thing. But I think that like, really, like I've said in previous episodes, the realization of these behaviors and of these things needing to change is like a good step a step in the right direction, for me at least. Because it takes a lot for me to acknowledge where I may be wrong or where I may need to improve or something like that. And, acknowledging that shit in front of like my viewers and in front of like, regular people who just like me, who, may be on a path but get hard up on themselves because like, it's taking longer than they want to, or it's taking longer than we feel like we should. Like admitting those things in front of like you guys, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel okay with being human, because I know that everybody listening to this is human too. And this is just, I guess, sort of me a way to like, actualize or quantify my actual humanness in front of like, a following of people. But the journey to, or the quest or the want, the will or whatever to do better is always at like the forefront of my mind. You know what I mean? Though my actions may not be indicative of that all the time, it's still something that I like think about, and it's like a position that I crave, like, for myself, to like be the highest version of myself, be the version of myself that I see in my head, you know what I'm saying? But like those of you who know, like those of you who doing this shit, who own the journey, who own all of this shit, like you already know it's a struggle daily, minute by minute. It's a struggle. Just, what I'm saying, constantly trying to be at the center of awareness, or like at the seat of consciousness, you know what I'm saying, and like being completely aware and completely present in each and every moment is a really daunting task. But it just is what it is. I find that like whenever I'm falling, like I'll fall hard, but I can say that like this most recent time, I don't think that I fell as hard as I normally do before I realized that I needed to like tighten up, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, maybe I can attribute that to just like maturing, or like, having a better understanding of what I want and what, you know what I'm saying, it takes to get there, or, knowing what I don't want to be a part of, or whatever. I think knowing those things like help me not fall as far as I have previously. And for that, I'm thankful. Ultimately thankful to, I guess, like me and my, you know what I'm saying, my willingness to really want to do better and to know better and to implement that knowing, you know what I'm saying? And then too, man, like something that's really been on my mind is like being celibate. And I know for those of you who like know me and you watching this, you're probably cackling just at the thought that I even mentioned celibacy. However, the thoughts that like the shit that's been happening has just solidified the thoughts that like make me feel like celibacy is a good option or a viable option or whatever. Because just say when you start dealing with somebody, you're getting to know them, you know what I'm saying, you're talking, blah, 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 you're learning their interests and stuff like that. Like, you might like them like this much, right? And that's, that's cool. You're getting to know them, you know what I'm saying? Things are growing, things are blah, 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 whatever. You're getting to know this person. And then like, if you throw in sex, it's gonna like seemingly fill up the rest of the meter. So it's gonna be like, okay, I completely like this person. We have this much in common. Like we have these interests right here are cool to me. I like these things about this person. And then we have great sex, so that fills up the meter. This and this. But like here recently, I've been feeling like, what if we filled the meter up with, now this is just like it's not like necessarily a real meter or whatever, blah, 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 whatever. But what if we filled up the meter as much as we can with, getting to know a person, seeing a person through the 4 seasons, seeing how they are when they're happy, when they're depressed, when they're like whatever, angry, whatever. And then like, we fill up that meter with these understandings and these like things like that. And then we throw in sex. Well, then I feel like once you throw in sex, after you fill the meter up with like, you know what I'm saying, non-sexual interactions and non-sexual connectivity and stuff like that, and then you throw in sex, that's just gonna make the sex tip the fucking scale. Like the meter will be broken. There won't be anybody else that'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like maybe that's, more realistic, that you get to know somebody and know them well enough to make a conscious decision on if you want to share your body with them, because like I feel like a lot of times for me, myself, like I be so hard up on myself that like, I feel like okay, this person may like me this much, but I know if we have sex, like they're gonna like me more. So then it becomes it's becoming a question of, do you like me or do you like the sex? Because I'll personally feel like you don't know me well enough. You haven't experienced me in my dark times, in my gray times, or in my light times to be like, oh, I like this person. Because my dark times might be too dark for you to actually like me. But that dick may be so good that like you feel like you could put up with it. And then you get in the dark times and then it's just too dark. So, at least for myself, it just makes me feel like maybe I should just like get to know somebody and like really get to know somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or really like establish like not even like, not just necessarily intimate, but just like being open and free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to be yourself with somebody and then sharing the gift of your body. Cause like when you think about it, man, like the energy that you share with somebody, like sexually, like that's a very strong energy. And then if you share that energy, like if you share the energy with somebody and you already have a strong connection, then I feel like that energy will just like, strengthen that connection. It'll allow that connection to deepen. It'll allow it to grow and be something more. Because make no mistake about it, sex changes people. Whether or not it's for the better or for the worse, that's just generally up to like the people and the circumstances that they may be in. But without question, sex changes people. And no matter how much a person says, oh, well, we can just be friends with benefits or blah, 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 we're just going to do this or we're just going to do that. You're a human being and you have feelings. And when you give your energy away to somebody like that, whether you try to deny those feelings or not, or ignore them or whatever, I feel like they'll eventually come up. And you know what I'm saying? I'm only speaking for like myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand that it may take, you know what I'm saying, different amounts of that energy being expelled to a person for those feelings to be developed, but like those feelings will still be developed eventually, unless that, you know what I'm saying, unless those interactions are like cut off. And from my personal experience, it's best to just not even get into those interactions, because the people who you generally get into the interactions with, like somebody's going to catch feelings. So just save yourself the heartache and the trouble and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just for me, save myself all of that shit. I just, celibacy makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like I know I'm gonna smash and I know I'm gonna like turn up, and like I don't want that to be the thing that makes you feel like you like me more. I would rather it be like, my disposition or like, my approach to problems, my approach to just like life shit. Like I'd rather it be something that's like something that you can use, when you need it. You know what I'm saying? Something like, oh well, he taught, this is why I fuck with him, because boom, 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 here I am struggling, but my baby, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, I would rather it be something like that than me to feel like the only thing I bring to you is sex that you've never had before. So that makes you feel like you like me, or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be something deeper than that, because like, sex isn't really like it when used correctly is beautiful, but it also can create some ugly shit, you know what I'm saying? It can create feelings where people may not necessarily want to have feelings, or just all kind of shit. Like, we've all been in circumstances where we should have just kept it in our pants. It would have just been better for us to keep it in our pants. And I feel like celibacy is gonna be that ticket for me to just kind of like find myself too. Because if I'm not thinking about like, how you're gonna feel sexually, or what you may be able to do to me that somebody else hasn't done, or whatever, then I'm not devoting that that energy to that, and I could be devoting, and I will be devoting my energy to things that like serve me, things that I want to do, like this podcast, different merch ideas, just a lot of different things that I like want to do. I can put the energy there, because for me, really, that shit's like a major distraction. Just even like not even the act itself, but the prospect of the act. Just the whole shit is a whole fucking thing. And so me being celibate, feel like it's gonna be one of the things that are like more difficult for me, but it's gonna be like definitely worth it. And you know what I'm saying, when I do it, not only will niggas be surprised and shit like that, but like I'll be in a position, I don't know, to give myself to somebody who, I don't want to say who was put through the ringer, but like I don't know, man. When you take sex off the table, things like your personality and things like, you know what I'm saying, your mannerism, like the things about you that are gonna make me tick, like those things become more important. You know what I mean? Like if you do something small that like I really just ain't fucking with, but the sex is amazing, I'm probably more likely to put up with that small thing that I really ain't fucking with. When in actuality, that small thing, when done over time, it's going to just be like compound interest, to where it's the small thing that you did that didn't matter in the beginning. You've been doing it so much. Like, it's not that it didn't matter. It bothered me, but like there were things that like were that trumped it. You know what I'm saying? But when you keep adding these things, when you keep doing this thing, there's gonna build up and it's gonna compound. And like though this one thing may weigh it out, whenever you just keep adding it and adding it, it's just gonna like build up pressure. And like me personally, I'm gonna secretly resent you for it, and who knows what'll happen. And I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in a situation to where the best thing you have to offer me, or that I have to offer you, is my body. I want to be able to offer you like my mind, my time, my presence. You know what I'm saying? My energy, like different things like that. Like things that matter, things that like if we don't make it, things that you can like take and like, you know what I'm saying, you can create a standard for yourself of like what you feel like you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this person was like boom, boom. You know, like, I don't know if what I'm saying is like resonating how I wanted to or making sense, but like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm sorry. But like, like I said, I don't want the best thing about me to be what I can do for you in the bedroom. And I feel like if we do those things early on in the relationship, I personally will feel like that. I don't know why, but I will. And in order to like deal with that, in order to like, you know what I'm saying, alleviate that, or just try to see what, you know, what could be the outcome when that isn't present, I'm just doing it. Like I want to do it. I want to. It's going to be difficult. If you know me, you know me, and you know it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to keep it in my pants. Not incredibly, I ain't saying it like I'm just this whole bag that just be like fucking everybody, but like, you know what I'm saying? This is my second video podcast. I'm in what appears to be a studio, but it may not necessarily just be like my forever studio, but it's definitely my for today or my for now studio. You know, I am trying to, you know, establish like a permanent studio, or a more concrete studio, a more permanent studio. But, you know, it's taken some time, but I think that like, you know, because I don't give a fuck, I'll shoot this shit in my car. I'll shoot this shit anywhere. I've been like really been like just kind of thinking about shooting it like outside, like somewhere in like a high traffic area or something like that, and just kind of maybe getting like some public interaction. Maybe, you know, who knows? Like, but I don't really know. I'll figure that out. I thought about it, but then there's just like so many things that like come into play or come into consideration that may make that shit a nightmare, but like could be good though. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to figure that out. Let's see. I wanna when I get to a more permanent location, I wanna include more guests because my layout will be better. It'll be able to facilitate like, you know, two or more people like for group discussions and stuff like that. So, you know, that's something to just kind of like, you know, look forward to. Also, you can support the podcast. The link will be in the description of the podcast. If you're watching on Spotify or listening on Anchor or Google or iTunes or just wherever you're listening to, like the link will be available in the description, whatever, for you to support the podcast. I'm working on some sort of perks for the supporters, something maybe we can get you guys to, you know, be a part of the intro or be a part of like a segment where we get your thoughts and your feelings, and you know, we just kind of talk to my supporters about the shit that they overcoming and like the ways that they cope. But we just like, well, I'm just fucking, cause it's just me. I don't know why I say we, but it's just me. And, you know, I'm getting the ball rolling. I'm writing down topic ideas. I'm doing what I can on the behind the scenes to make this shit really good and the best that I can, like, make it, you know what I'm saying, informative, relatable, just whatever, you know what I'm saying. I just wanted to be something that, like, you know, people like fuck with. And even if you don't fuck with it, like, that's cool. Tell me why you don't fuck with it. Tell me what you don't like about it. Because I'm not saying that I'm going to change it to suit your needs, but it's something that we could have an open dialogue about. Something that, like, you know, maybe you might come around or I might come around, but like, either way, I've always kind of like wanted to talk or wanted to do something, or just like, you know what I'm saying, something. People always brought me their problems. People always, for whatever reason, look to me to get advice on the things that they going through in their life, which is generally like situations that we put ourselves in. And we'll put ourselves in a situation, and then like the consequences and shit that it's time to face, like they'll be coming through, and then it'll feel like life's just so bad and so hard, but it's really just the consequences of the shit that like you did previously that you knew better, or that you knew you shouldn't have done, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this is the story of my life. And it's weird too, because for somebody who's hyper aware, I be in the same boat as a lot of the people who bring me their problems. Like, I could tell you how to fix any of my own problems, but it's just the actual fixing of them is the bigger problem. Like, how do you break something down into smaller steps and quantify it or whatever, just so that you could, you know what I'm saying, see it and put a value on it, and then like make it an actionable step. The struggles of me, this shit that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. I don't know if my posture is good or whatever. I'm trying to be close to the mic, trying to whatever, but we'll figure it all out. I've been having some weird. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had to grab my drink. If you can see what that is, no, you can't. Yeah, I've been having some interesting conversations, just mainly about like how open you should be with people. You know, if it's somebody who says that they love you and care about you, and they like see all of the greatness and potential in you, should you be 100% open with these people? Really? Do, because part of me does, right? Part of me feels like we should be open with these people because at the very least, like they're asking for it, and like they claim, excuse me, they claim to love us and accept us for who we are. And, you know, if you're like me, you're incredibly flawed. So being 100% open with somebody is not only incredibly vulnerable for me, and it's just like a fucking nightmare to think about, but it's also a sticky situation because you might tell this person something, or you might, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might tell this person something in confidence, you know, just because they've made you feel, or they want you to feel comfortable enough expressing the real you to them. You might tell them something and it may like piss them off. Like it may set them off in the work. You know what I'm saying? It like they may not want to fuck with you, whatever. And then so it's like, damn, did you really want me to be open, or did you want to hear things that were in line with what you thought? You know what I'm saying? Like if you thought I was this type of person or that type of person, do you want to hear things that like confirm those beliefs? Obviously you do if you get mad when you hear something that doesn't confirm those beliefs. Like, so it's weird for me because it's like, how open should you be with somebody that you love? How open? Are they mature enough to handle 100% openness and 100% honesty? Or is this person, whoever it is, even if it's not somebody that's claiming that they love you, even if it's just somebody that you're fresh with, or somebody like a friend, or just what the fuck ever, should you be 100% open and honest with them? Do you can you gauge this person's level of maturity and say this person can handle this information that I'm going to tell them through under the premise of that I'm just going to be open and honest and I don't want to hide anything from this person? Like, for me, it's I don't think everybody who asks for 100% open and honesty deserves it. I don't think they're mature enough for it because, you know, you're gonna hear what I'm saying and you're gonna filter it through like all of your past shit, all of your childhood traumas, all of the shit that you've been through. That will be the lens that you filter what I say through. So you're gonna hear it in your own way. You may not even interpret it the way that I need it to be interpreted, so that my feelings or whatever, or how I'm thinking or whatever is, you know what I'm saying, understood in the best way possible. You're most likely gonna interpret that shit the way you like, you know what I'm saying, for you. So how you can understand it. And that's tricky when people ask for that. You ask for 100% open and honesty, and then you get it, and then like you're mad now, and now you don't want to fuck with that person. But then it's like, why are you asking for things you don't want? Or why are you asking for something that you're not, like, you know what I'm saying, you're not ready for, or you're not mature enough for? And like, I'm not saying that like I ask for this shit because I'm mature enough to handle it. I'll be getting my feelings hurt a lot of times just asking questions that I really don't want to know the answer to. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I find myself feelings hurt a lot of times just through my own wanting to be open and honest, or wanting openness and honesty from another person. So I don't know, like maybe maybe you should just be 100% open and honest with them, and like if they can't handle it, like that's really not a you problem. It's a them problem, because like you asked, and because I'm not gonna lie to you, and because like I don't want to hide anything from you, I'm gonna tell you. And if you can't handle it, that's you. You don't. I didn't make you ask. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Like, I don't know, man. Dealing with people is it's tricky, because when you like, we all have fucking childhood trauma that we're fucking living our life based off of. And then it's like knowing that, seeing how people behave, you can see it, and then it becomes real weird when you start trying to like analyze everybody's behavior, and it's like, oh God. So like, I would recommend not analyzing, or not trying to analyze people's behavior and like pinpoint what their issues are and point that shit out to them, because if they're like me, they're not gonna listen, and they're gonna like throw up a whole set of defenses and like just pretty much try to shut that shit down or whatever. I just like the last episode that I did when I was in my car on my birthday. That episode was mainly like, it was like a test episode. You know what I'm saying? I was testing out video, testing out using the new microphone. I was in my car, just chilling with the homie. But that shit was weird. Like the like I don't know, man. Just watching that video back, it was just, I don't know. I felt like the audio was bad. I felt like the quality of the video was bad because I was using an Android phone to record with. You'll notice that this video quality is a lot better. I'm using my iPhone to record this with. I thought about deleting that episode, but then I was like, nah, I'm gonna just leave it up so that like, when the episodes get like real good and like real high quality episodes, like the people who like fuck with me, like they'll know that like it wasn't always like that. Like it actually started out like pretty low quality and like pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? I actually just started out only audio on Anchor, and then I built, you know what I'm saying, kind of got me some listeners up, moved to video, YouTube, Spotify, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the people who have been here from the very beginning, which is like now, still, we can like go back and like, you know what I'm saying, look at these videos and just like make fun of me for, not really knowing what to say, or not really having like, you know what I'm saying, just like how bad these videos are. We'll be able to go back and like just kind of laugh and be thankful for like the process and the progress of getting better. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking nightmare as a creative person, is like wanting to create shit, but then like knowing that it could be better. But like, man, like that shit's just like, that's tough, because for me anyway, like I'll create something and then I was like, man, I feel like this could be better. And then like I won't put it out. But then like I'll never make the thing that's better. I don't know. Basically, I think the antidote for that shit is to just like make the thing, put it out. Of course you can do better, but you're going to have to put that thing out to like get the response and like push yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be all of the things that keep us in our comfort zone. But make the thing, release the thing, make the thing better, or make the better thing. Just make that shit and put it out, man. And like, I think that's me telling myself out loud the shit that I need to hear in relation to like just the podcast, like other creative things that I do, photography, music videos, just like everything. Just make that shit and put it out, man. If you're a creative person and you listening, make your shit, put it out. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, there's so many people on earth, bro, that like, if you feel like, no matter how bad you feel like your shit is, somebody will like it. Point blank, period. Like, no matter how bad you think whatever it is that you're making is, somebody will like it. Somebody will listen to that shit, like it. Somebody gonna look at it, like it. Somebody gonna whatever, interact with your content in some type of way, and they're gonna really fuck with it. So put it out. Put the content out. Do your thing, man. Like, this is just a little short episode. Just a little something. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking. I don't know where I'll be next episode. Maybe back here, but maybe outside. I may actually just like venture outside and make the next episode outside and just kind of see how that goes. But if you watching this and you like want to like ask any questions or have any thoughts or anything, like comment them on, like you can leave the comments in the comment section of the YouTube video, or if you're on Spotify, it'll have like a community where you can like ask questions and stuff like that. And I know a lot of you may be reluctant to ask questions because you don't want your name and your information out like that, because you think it's gonna be like kind of like how Facebook is, and they'll post your picture and blah blah blah, and only I'll be able to see any of the the comments or anything that you leave on Spotify. I'll be the only person to see those. So if you want to like ask me something, you want me to talk about something, you know what I'm saying, you want to say, hey, I really fuck with the podcast, whatever, you know what I'm saying, you could do that shit privately on Spotify. You could do it publicly on YouTube. Hopefully I can get some questions and some comments and stuff, and respond to them and like make little videos where we talk about the things that like what I'm saying my viewers ask. Initially I wanted to like kind of stay away from like religion and politics and stuff like that, but I think that like part of being a man overcoming shit is, what I'm saying, overcoming the grasp mentally that those things have on us, or had on us, or whatever, what I'm saying, just dealing with, because we live in, like, that's the world, like those things affect the world and they affect us as citizens of the world. So, what I'm saying, introducing new philosophies and new, ideas and approaches to those things could be something that could be beneficial too. So with that being said, I will have guests on here and we might, might get really religious and talk about, religion. And I might have like guests that like we talk about whatever, like finance and whoever, we might talk about politics, community activism. It's going to be a lot of things, because like I want to overcome a lot of shit, and in that overcoming there's a lot of like, in that shit to overcome that, it's a lot of shit, there are a lot of different shits to overcome, and we're gonna overcome them all. I'm gonna overcome them. We're gonna talk about it, and if you fuck with it, man, just like and subscribe, and come back and let's overcome this shit together, man, and we'll see you next time.